Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Me, Train Man. We're here in space. This is the assembled Starship Grace. Or what is this one called? Whatever this one's called. The whole thing's Grace, according to the game. But I need to maneuver this guy towards our burn. And then in 11 minutes, which I've got to fast forward to, we have a series of burns. Let me just show you real quick. There are, 3 burns, one here, and then one here. The entire mission time is just about a year to get to Mars. That's not the entire mission time, that's to get to Mars. To Ike. Sorry, I've actually been reading this great book that's about going to Mars, so kind of have that on the brain just a little bit. What on earth? Oh, it's from the lander. I was like, what was called... I had a moment of what is called oversize on this ship. Alright, but the thing is, we need to not hit the space bar at any point. Don't remember what the button is to lock staging, but right now I'm going to move these to here, along with this and this, so that when we decide to release the Kraken, I mean the spare tanks, the Kraken has already been released. The ship exploded once while I was trying to load it, so I replaced the persistence file and loaded again, and then we were okay. What is that? Oh, it's also from us. Of course it's from us. What else are we going to find out here? What debris is near us, actually? Oh, 4-minute burn. Okay, let's start getting on target. What is near us in terms of debris? Just that and that. Okay, nothing to worry about. I got rid of that because, again, we have a giant mess of probes, or rather, things that used to be part of Bell, floating around the solar system. .925.9 meters per second. I'm not sure how this whole maneuver shenanigans is going to work. But I know that that is the first burn. I'm going to try and remember the other ones here at our periapse. And then the next one is at our apolapse. I'm going to get rid of these other two because I know that I can't... Well, I can't, Wait, what? Oh, right. I'll get rid of you. I'm gonna have to reconfigure my burns again once I get through this. Either way, time to start burning. This guy in the back is wobbling a lot. In fact, what I'm gonna do is turn off the torque. Reaction wheel's disabled. Because I'd rather just have him waving around than actively waving around. At least this way he'll settle instead of trying to swing back and forth by the game's ridiculous AI. What are the... We can employ these panels for power, although we don't need them right now. so I'll just put them away for now. We're in 5 minutes, then I have to figure out what the next one is. It was at what, our periapse, and the next one was at our apoapse. The next one really wasn't too much of a burn so much as it was just a waiting period. I had to just send it on to the next cycle in order to get a meeting point. But I guess that's that. Whoa. Oh, that's from us as well. Man, if that hit us, that'd be quite funny, but it would also be disastrous. I mean, when the ship blows up on its own, in terms of just game bugs, it decided to explode, that's fine. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not fine. That's when I can go, okay, hold up, and just shut the game, replace the persistence file, and start again. But it's perfectly alright when I get slammed by a piece of debris and the ship goes spiraling out of control and things explode, and it's just generally entertaining. Because that, in and of itself, is just kind of something ridiculous and funny. That it's one of those things you don't see every day, and that's why I really like seeing it. Of course, I haven't actually had it happen to me before, but just the thought of it. Just flying along and then boom, your ship's in multiple pieces. And not from a game bug, just from sheer dumb luck of something being in front of you. That's funny. That's funny. I mean, it's awful, because you just got demolished. But it's funny in and of itself. You know, I've gotten to the notion that it's better, editing is easier when you already know what you're going to cut out when you're making the video, because you know how to talk over it. Now, I could be doing that right now, but I decided that I had to say that, and therefore need to not cut out this part of the burn. With that in mind, though, I'm going to cut out the rest of the burn, and I'll see you guys when we're done. Alright guys, so we made it out. Maybe our orbit isn't quite the same, but I started having issues where the ship was just wobbling away from the node, and you guys know how that gets. Things just get a little out of hand. Now I have to plan our next maneuver, which should be at the periapsis. And I'm just going to go through the entirety of the motions again, just to make sure that everything's going right. So let's set Dune as the target. Alright, and then add another maneuver over here. There we go. Just like that. Come on, you. Meet up. There we go. That's what we had before. Alright, so we're still on the right track so long as this next burn works. It's T-minus 117 days. So let's keep that on there as we leave Kerbin, bound for Duna. Now I realize I could have physics accelerated through that burn, but physics acceleration makes things explode, and I would rather not explode when I'm trying to go to Mars, or really at any point. There's the other bell. There's the one that we're never going to rescue. Let's keep an eye on our probes and debris now. Oh, that's the other bell's debris. Any of it going to interact with anything? Some of it's leaving the solar system, that's what I can see. Are any of those probes going to meet with Kerbin on their way up there? Just watch for any strange change in the orbit of something as Kerbin passes its meeting point with those. I think I saw something. Not quite sure what. I'm not entirely sure if I did see something. Oh well. Could have paid more attention, but didn't. There's really nothing else to see here. Oh. I'm glad I put those default solar panels on there. What did we get Eclipse behind? Oh no, it just... Okay, hold on. Let's do that. We'll have to fold them away when we're gonna make our next burn. I can't call it a Mars burn or a Dunar insertion burn because it's not that yet. It's just the second burn of a set of 3 to get us to Duna, and then 1 to slow down, of course. The good news is we've still got loads of fuel. And what we can do in order to save mass, actually, is do this. And then on the opposite side, do this. And because we're not accelerating, we don't have to worry about these guys. Bye-bye, guys. Have fun storming the castle. Man, that's going slow. I think we have enough to put those all in one tank, but I'm not gonna trust that one. And either way, we'd be unbalanced. What we need to do, though, is we need to find our maneuver marker somewhere. We're doing normal speed, right? Yeah, we are. Game clock's just running slowly. That's what that means, by the way, when it turns yellow. That's what I found out. Thanks to Scott Manley. Scott Manley. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness it's rather close, as a matter of fact. You know what I could do? I could transfer fuel out of this tank for now. Because all that weight in the back is making us swing around. That actually might be a decent decision. This guy's still full of fuel. Because we didn't use his engines. Did we? No. Not for much, if anything. This guy's still got a decent amount of RCS in him. I went around and I reorganized some of the RCS. Because it was kind of a good idea. God, we're hardly moving at all. Alright, come on. I think I am going to do that, by the way. Transfer that fuel. It might kind of upset some of the mass saving we just did. Well, no, not really. It'll just kind of shift our center of mass forwards. This guy will become a little bit lighter and easier to maneuver with. There may be some unforeseen side effects that I don't know about, and I may have to transfer fuel from these tanks back into that. But I'm not sure if that'll actually... there will be any. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but how hard can rocket science be anyways? Trying to slow down by legitimate means, but no matter what, we're gonna have to go back into time acceleration. So I'm gonna fill up these tanks, thereby reducing mass in the rear. Our junkful trunk is becoming less junkful. Alright. You and you. By the way, B9 Aerospace, as of the recording at least, it might be done by next week, I really hope so, but B9 Aerospace is not updated yet, and it's making me very sad, because I like it. I like that mod. It's part of the collection that I use. And I know some of the stuff works in 0.22 anyways, but I'm waiting for an actual official release for 0.23. In 36 days. 5 days. 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. When we're maybe about 2 days away, I'm going to make a quick save. I know loading from a quick save will erase all maneuver nodes, and I'm pretty sure that's a bug that needs fixing. It'll erase all maneuver nodes. However, if I skip past it, I'll kind of screw everything up. So it may be important to make a quick save. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I don't think I can make a quick save while I'm time accelerating, so F5, quick save. Also, we're not really kind of shifting in terms of the way we're facing the sun right now. So I'm going to... oh wait, I have to turn off time acceleration to do this. Close the solar panels on both crafts. "21 hours away. 20 hours. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2... It's always the 2s, because if you let it get to 1, it's cutting it a little bit close. Of course, when you're dealing with minutes, too, there's a bunch of settings that revolve around minutes. And we're going to start this burn at probably 2 minutes out again. Hopefully the burn doesn't increase from 3 minutes to 6 minutes, or 4 minutes to 6 minutes, like it did in the other one. 3, 2, that's good enough. A little more, though. And we burn for doom. Nope, the burn held true. We're not actually burning for doing it yet. But we're getting there. And I'll see you guys when this burn is done. Okay, so that's our next burn done. Now we have a follow-up burn here. And this is our final one. Oh, that was it. Although after we get this, we're going to fine-tune it. But to do that, we actually have to get a good look at it, and for that to happen... we can actually fine-tune it just a bit from here. Oh, too much fine-tune. There we go, 19.5. Come on. 19.5. Seems to be the best we can do. Let's spin this sucker around and start moseying on to our next burn. So we're almost out of fuel in these tanks. The last burn cost basically all of it. Now I can do a couple things here. I could discard these, save mass, or I could transfer more fuel from the rear tank and increase stability. I'm probably going to go for the mass, because it just seems like the smarter thing to do. Oh, and we can do these two now. Also, I realized I very, very nearly did the dumb again. If you recall, at one point or another, I may or may not have made a lander that was too long for the legs. Shh. But, and fact of the matter is, I thought I did it again. But the legs are just long enough. So while we won't be getting any ground clearance records on this journey, it's decent, I guess. One of these days I need to get a rover. We should get some sort of RCS-enabled rover on Minmus. I'm gonna try and build something for Minmus, because it has biomes now, so we can get lots of science. RCS-enabled rover that can fly to an orbital refueling station if it needs to. I know you can get a dude in orbit of Minmus via a jetpack like 20 times over, so I assume I could make a rover with enough oomph to get into Minmus orbit. Many times over. I'm not sure what kind of design that will entail, and I might want to experiment with it once we get back to the Space Center when the mission's done. Right, I need to deal with these fuel tanks. F5 again, just because we've made significant progress. And then I'm going to expel those two. Don't come back and hit us, please. No, they won't. Alright. They're spiraling off. Okay. So now we have another 90 days until this burn, so let's fly up to that burn. Now again, I'm going to talk through the movement and cut through the burn, just because I feel like that's what I can do. I don't think we'll be doing the rendezvous, the reservendus. That's what I always thought it was. I mean, I knew the word rendezvous, but when I read it, I always thought it was reservendus. In my head, there's a old sci-fi book by, what is his name? Isaac Asimov, called Rendezvous with Rama, and I always thought it was Reservendus with Rama. That was back when I was in middle school. It's been a long time. Still find the word very, very unusual and quite funny. We've been in space 160 days. So, these guys are probably going a little bit stir-crazy. At least, what is it? At least Boblin, I think, is in the, Donlo is in the three-man thing. At least he has that to himself, so he can kind of just screw around by himself. Now, he might be going insane because he's by himself, but at least he has Boblin to talk to on the radio. Boblin's stuck in the one-man thingy thing. He's stuck in the one-man lander can, because I didn't feel like moving him to the three-man capsule. Race to RCS. 7 days, 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. Put this back. Quick save. Four, 3, 2, 1. 24 hours left. Dawn of the final day. So we're going to get down to when there are just a few minutes left, and then I'm going to finish lining up for the burn, and then make the burn, and after I start thrusting, then I'll cut to the end of the burn. when we're going to be trying to work on our very last adjustments to make it to Duna. Now, we're going to go for a standard orbit around Duna, but once we get to Ike, we're going to have to go for a polar orbit. Right? No, I'm sorry. The ship is in a regular orbit. The other thing, it used to be in a polar orbit. Or no, sorry, no. One of the pieces of junk is in a polar orbit because it was... Oh no, just kidding. We slammed that one onto the ground. Nothing's in polar orbit of Ike. What am I talking about? I actually don't need to skip through this burn because it's only a minute. So, very soon, we're going to be making our final adjustments for Duna, and then once we get to orbit of Duna, or maybe even orbit of Ike, we're going to be basically home free. This thing is going to get us in orbit of Ike. This entire buster is going to orbit of Ike. We're going to drop the lander on the surface. We're going to... Oh, that was a thing. It's not the one we're going for. We're going to drop the lander on the surface. Then we're going to go and pick up... who is it? It's Bill. We're going to pick up Bill. And then we're going to reunite with our lander. Okay, 21 is not as bad as you might think. Nope. $40 million. 21. How can I get it to be lower? 24. 21. No. Guess we're just gonna have to go in at 21. Make the best of it. So let's get around. Check on the probes again. And the debris field. I was looking up why the things were randomly exploding, and I learned that, well, I didn't really learn anything, but someone apparently had this issue so much his debris field is over 40,000. Or not 40,000, just 4,000. But it's pretty damn high. I wonder when these things will be back. Because Kerbal's influence never ends. By the way, the other day I realized why they call it Kerbal. Because our sun is Sol. S-O-L. I mean, it's not a name that people normally use, people just call it the sun. Because not everyone's an astronomer. But, oh, another thing but yeah, no, I figured out why they call it Kerbal. On another note, though, I also think, you know the thing with Moon and Mun? People, say that because it has the umlaut or whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's an umlaut or something like that. Whatever, because it has that, people say that it's Moon, not Mun. Now, the thing of it is, even the developers call it Mun. They may have originally wanted to call it Moon, like Mune. But that, I guess, fell through. Point being, it's not called Moon as they wanted to. I mean, it is a moon of Kerbin, just like Luna is a moon of Earth. You need to remember that it's not... Our moon isn't named Moon. We just call it the Moon. Its actual name is Luna. That's why it's a lunar landing and not a mooner landing. In Kerbal Space Program, it's a mooner landing. That's because it's named Mun. Alright, this is going to be a lot of Delta V. Oh, this is going to be one hell of a burn. Of course we have an Ike encounter. Can I get that any closer? No, apparently not. Whoa, what was that? Oh! Thank you, Ike. I saw it, guys. Did you? Just tease it on up like this. It's a very tricksy maneuver. But it brought us... Come on. Like that. Just... Oh, God, just right. Damn it. Just right from one angle. Oh, no, I can't use this thing. Oh my. That's quite a maneuver you've got going there, Ike. Whatever happens, I don't want to end up in polar orbit because it's a pain to break. That's more like a flat orbit that I can work with. And then you go here first. Then you slam into the planet. Maybe, hold on. Once you're here, you could save yourself. And then get back to Ike. You know, we're gonna use that maneuver. That's some tricksy maneuvering right there. Hopefully we're not slamming into anything. We're not slamming into Ike. We're getting close. We're not slamming into it, though. Just use that to give it a kick in the seat when you need to get the darn thing moving. When you only have half the reaction wheels. Or, 2/3 of the reaction wheels, I guess. I'm not sure. I think this thing has a lot more torque than this, or this. Just a hunch. But with Kerbal Space Program as it currently is, things like to wobble. Let me move some fuel. Alright. Alright, so we have quick save, that's what we have. We have a very unusual maneuver to get us into a flat orbit around... This thing is in a... Focus Ike. Oh no, this guy is in a polar orbit. Jeez, what am I talking about? Okay, let's patch up this. Wait a minute. Is he going? What direction is he going? He's going that. Oh. Alright, well, let's see if we can modify this just a bit to get us into an orbit, which is going to help us with him. that be... It'll be kind of close. It'll be closer than what we were trying to do. Now, my question to myself is, why is this guy in a polar orbit? Like, what was I thinking? But when we get into orbit, I'll try and make some attitude corrections. Okay, so let's keep on rolling. 8 hours, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 hour. Minutes. 3, 2.5. We are slowing down to orbital speed. Actually, no, we're not. We're slowing down to an icon counter. I mean, if something terrible happens, we'll be able to slow down to orbital speed. So we have loads of fuel. And if worse comes to worse, we have the, we have the Delta V to do it. But hopefully this just pans out and it works fine. I mean, it's only a 4-minute burn, so I don't feel it necessary to cut through it. But the orbital injections that are coming up are going to be tricky. We're probably not going to make our particular burns today. Also, no idea what caused the ship to explode. Because it did and then it just didn't. Been in orbit almost a year. Jeez. Well, we've been in space almost a year. Okay. Oh, we were supposed to close these parachutes. Solar panels. During burns. Oh well. Forgot. No, what's happening? Come on, get back on course, Maybe you got that thing swinging around at your back. It's okay. It's okay. Unless we have good spin control. We started to spin there and then just corrected it pretty quickly. Now the trick of this thing is, this is not maneuverable at all. And we know this. So, my original plan, that I'm currently still sticking to, it's not that bad of a plan, is to detach, once we get into Ike orbit, to detach the command service module, detach the orbiter, and use it and it alone to chase down the remains of the bell. Detach this guy, land him. This guy can just hang out and not necessarily do anything. Any fuel, the fuel in here that will be used for the return trip, anything that can be pumped into here will be pumped into here because we might need it. Now we're going to use this guy to get over to Bell. So we're going to transfer Bill Kerman onto it. But then we're going to use this to transfer over to where this is, so on the same plane as Bell. The reason for that is this has the much more efficient engines. Now, it's not more efficient, it's not more fuel efficient to do it this way, but it's simply easier to do it in the way that I've planned it. And that way this thing can just kind of lounge around if anything terrible happens. What would probably be easiest is to not do anything with this until this guy comes back in orbit. We'll try to get this guy back in orbit, attach him to this, and then use this to chase down this guy. Because that way this won't have to use any extra fuel. This we won't have to plane change the entire assembly to get back to this, and we don't have to be too precise with this because we've got a nice big busser ready to pick it up. And we're almost done with this burn. And the next and final burn will be the Ike orbit burn. And then once we're done with that, I'm going to cut the episode there and go into cutting out those pesky long burns like this one. Not nearly as bad as this one. Or, sorry, this one is not nearly as bad as those. By the way, frankly, I'm quite glad that I didn't, oh, crap. Losing it. 3, 2, 1. Cut it there. Nope. Alright, it's good enough. Not great. Alright, so this thing is a little bit screwy. We need to plan a burn in order to make it less screwy. Now, okay, I know what I'm doing, so don't come after me just yet. But, oh, that was it. That was it for a minute. Oh, wrong way. I want to get a burn that will cause somewhat of a match between our orbit and the orbit of that which we are chasing. Now this might be it. That was a little too much. Alright, that should be good. Okay, so let's get lined up and get over to it. If you're wondering if there was some sort of unusual cut, that's because I already screwed this up once. So I'm just 5 hours out, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's probably going to be somewhere in the matter of seconds, and I just overstepped it again. That's fine. Might as well go through with it. Alright, time to get to Ike orbit. I've got to be real careful with my thingy here. 5 hours. 4 hours. That next step up is a doozy. It feels like this isn't fast enough, and the next one is always way, way too fast. Okay, so we're about to hit Ike. Well, not really. Try not to hit Ike. That might be bad. Hey, but look at that. Oh, we're actually nowhere close. Look at that. We're not even close. Alright, so let's just hurry up and add this maneuver so that we can get close. That seems like a lot of delta V for a maneuver like that. It's because it was the wrong way around. Alright, so we've just got to turn our orbit slightly. Remove. Oh wait, this way. Nope, wasn't done with you. Alright, come on. We gotta make this perfect. Nope, wrong one, this one. This might defeat part of the mission, but I'll be just forced to use it anyways. So this is a 2-minute burn. Well, it's a 2-minute 11 burn. It's in 29 minutes. Frankly, we're lucky we got so close with the burns. I mean, not to say I didn't try, or we're so close to the orbits, rather. Not to say I didn't try to do that, but it was not something I expected to be seeing. It doesn't take 3 inputs at once. No, it does not. You cannot do 3 inputs at once. Alright, so we've got 28 minutes, 27, 26, 25, 4. Hey, look, they're both happy. 23, 22, 21. There's a far cry here between what you're trying to do and what actually gets done. Uh-oh. We're gonna run out of power. Come out from the shadow of whatever shadow we're in. We're probably in Duna's shadow. A Dunar eclipse? Would that be what it's called? Yeah, we're in Duna's shadow. Oh, Jesus, there's like... We've got loads of battery power, though. Ike is just this enormous shape. What the heck was that? It's like the camera decided to do the thing and then just, never mind. Did it discover another encounter I wasn't aware of? I was looking at the burn by using this screen and not this, so the burn a little bit later than it could be. Traction wheels are disabled in here, right? Yeah, they are. That's good. This thing could add one part less. Oh well. Well, this thing could have been considerably different if I'd tacked this on the top of here instead of this nose cone. But I didn't. Then we would have had the busser and the CSM all in one. I don't know why I wouldn't want that. Either way, I just didn't think of it being that way, and I wanted the busser just in case, because I knew I wanted the CSM just in case, because I knew the busser would be a little bit unwieldy to go chasing down a anything basically. I mean, and we're gonna use them differently anyways. I'm gonna decouple them in the next episode, and CSM's gonna go hunting for Bill, and we're gonna drop the lander next episode. So next episode is gonna be an Ike catastrophe. Not sure if that's a word. But either way, I like Ike. I could have made some crew reports while I was on the way here, but I decided to save the science. Actually, I didn't decide to save the science. I just totally forgot. I was thinking about doing experiments on the way here, but changed my mind about it for whatever reason. I mean, we don't have too many of the come on, chase after it. We don't have too many of the actual experiments anyways. We could have always just done some basic stuff. You know, in fact, we can do some of the... Actually, no. This episode's way too long. We're done. We're done. We're not even close to where we were supposed to be. That's okay. We've got another module to chase this guy down anyways. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's transfer some fuel, because we're gonna need it. Oh, we're almost out of fuel. In here, at least. But this thing has loads of fuel, just comparatively, because of how much... Just because of how much it carries. No, not even because of how much it carries, just because of the fact of what it is, which is gigantic. And the fact that it has nuclear engines. Alright, so here is Ike down below, Duna in the distance, and the sun, oh so far away. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week. Trainmen out.